Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? I am Dr. De Los Santos. We're about to start our live Instagram event for Mentors Day Podiatry students. And we can just get our student all logged in. Today's first guest is going to be Hannah.
Hi,
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So I only see from my end, but
Mhm.
I guess what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you all the questions
Okay.
and hopefully get the download from my end so you don't have to worry about anything.
Okay, cool.
So
Sounds good.
cool. How's your Sunday going so far?
It's going good. It's actually starting to snow right now. We're supposed to have a pretty bad storm, so
Oh
I'm looking
wow.
out. I just looked out my window and you can like see a few flakes falling. So I'm excited to see what like how much snow we're gonna get. They said about a foot or so.
Holy cow. Oh,
Yeah. It's
is that the
supposed to be a
most?
lot, so it's over the next like 3 or 4 days, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you in Philly right now?
I am in Philly.
What
Yes.
part? What part?
I'm in Chinatown, so like I can see my school from my window because our campus
Oh,
is in
nice.
Chinatown. Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
super close.
How often do you go to, is it Reading Terminal?
I used to go a lot. I used to live like a block from it, but now I
Oh,
don't really go so much anymore. But I was there today actually. I had to go pick up some groceries and stuff, like some produce. So I was there today, but usually probably once or twice a month.
awesome, awesome. All
Yeah.
right. So we'll get started now. So first, some general questions. So I guess again, why did you choose podiatry? What made you kind of choose it field?
Um, so I kind of liked the work-life balance that I had seen between some of the podiatrists I had shadowed. I also liked that there was a lot of different subspecialties that I could go into, whether it be like derm or trauma or wound care or something like that. I just liked how it was very diverse. And again, the work-life balance, it seemed to fit what I saw in my future, like what I wanted for my life and stuff. So that's kind of why I went with podiatry.
And so you're a current third year
I'm a second
student?
year.
Second year? Okay.
Yeah, current
What's
second year.
your favorite class so far?
Um, I really liked histology and lower extremity anatomy. Those are my two favorite. Not exactly sure why, because not many people liked histology, but I just thought it was I thought it was really cool and like looking at the slides and pictures and everything. And then of course lower extremity because that's what we'll be working in. And I just thought it was really cool to see the intricate anatomy of like the nerves, arteries, veins, and how they just like went through the body and stuff and be able to dissect that and take it out and actually touch it and feel it with my own hands. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I loved it.
Random question. Do you have a favorite bone by any chance?
I I like I don't know. Okay, I guess I kind of have to say the Hallex because I recently got a dog and I named my dog Hallex.
uh,
So he's actually right here sleeping.
oh wow. Is that
Yeah.
Black Labrador?
Yeah, he's a lab mix, something like that. I picked him up from the pound over Christmas break.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Congrats.
that would be my favorite bone, I think, if I had to choose.
Then what's your least favorite class, if you have one?
Um, I didn't like neuroanatomy at all. Like the brain, just it
Mm,
wasn't my thing whatsoever. It was really hard for me to learn. I struggled with the tracks and everything, and I don't know, it never interest me whatsoever. So that was probably my least favorite class out of everything we've done so far. Or physiology. I wasn't a very big fan of that. So it's a toss up between the two, I think.
got it. And then any big changes or anything current in your life that you're preparing for? Maybe
We're
boards,
preparing for
moving?
boards. Boards are coming up, I think July 1st. So just trying to kind of get together all the resources that I'm going to use, and then I'll probably start really studying around spring break time in March. And then the big change is me getting a dog over
Yeah.
Christmas. So just adjusting to getting him on a schedule and living with him and everything and not being alone anymore. So yeah, that's that's basically what's been going on.
Awesome, awesome. And then what motivates you right now since everything is kind of online? Are you still doing anything clinic-wise in person?
We are supposed to be starting workshops sometime in February, I believe. Um, I'm not really sure. We haven't heard much back about that yet regarding like what's going on, but we're supposed to be starting workshops, which is exciting. I'm excited to see people regularly again, other than like going to the gym and stuff and being able to get out my apartment more. So that's just kind of getting me through this first month and a half to 2 months, is just like looking forward to being able to do things hands on again and to like see my classmates.
Got it. So you're a second year. You're already about 6 months in. Is there anything
Yes.
you've learned in this past 6 months that were like, wow, that's something that was pretty informative or impactful?
Like regarding life kind of, or regarding school?
School.
Okay. I would say like last semester we were still focusing a lot on farm and pathology, so we didn't really get into like the lower extremity stuff yet. But we recently started like surgical classes and just like how you would talk to a patient, how you would like treat a patient, and like how you need to be cautious of their feelings and like certain things that you like certain ways that you want to speak to them. Like you want to speak to them in very simple language and everything. And it kind of didn't really strike me as something that I needed to do before, but it makes sense now that these doctors are teaching us and talking to us about this, and how like sometimes they really don't understand even though they say they do. So you just want to make
Mhm.
sure that you're communicating everything effectively with the patient, so like they completely understand everything that's going on, so they're not nervous as to like any procedure they're going to go through or anything. So that kind of struck me. It's like just make sure that they're really comfortable with everything and don't just assume they are.
No, that's really informative. I guess now, what's your typical day like for you? I guess start us off like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. You get up.
I actually really like the morning, so I wake up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
I'm super early. So I wake up at 5, I fix coffee, I bring my dog out. I'll do some studying, and then I typically like fix breakfast around 8. And our classes haven't been starting usually until 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hmm.
So I'll have class from like 1 to 5, since the doctors that teach us are usually in surgery in the morning, I'm guessing. So I'll study till about 12, eat lunch, go to class, then go to the gym. And I usually just relax for a few hours, then go to bed and kind of restart my day. So I'm more of a morning studier and I get everything done early, and then I kind of really don't do anything after 5 or 6 o'clock at night.
Got it.
Yeah.
And have you been doing that since undergrad, or is this something you adapted in medical school?
Probably since undergrad too. I worked in undergrad, so
Hmm.
sometimes I worked early mornings. It just depended on whatever job I was at. But I've always been a morning person for sure, and I don't get anything done at night. So I would say like a general trend of kind of what I'm doing now is what I've always done.
All right. And then I'm going to ask you some specific questions. I think
Okay.
I gave you that email.
Yeah.
What is the toughest part about being a second year?
Ooh, I would say probably just having the stamina to keep getting through all of the didactic classes, and like you're just so excited for clinic to start in June, and like you feel like you're so close, but then there's just so much more that you have to go through. Just staying motivated enough to keep pushing through these classes before you get to like the actual fun part of clinic. I would say that's definitely the hardest part because it's so close, but it still feels so far away.
And then besides podiatry school, if I remember, you're pretty active. You like to hike and exercise, and now you
I
have a
do.
dog.
Yes.
Are you pretty daily religious on this, or do you have a plan, or is it kind of how you feel that day?
Oh, I work out every single day. I love it. I actually went this morning before the snow was starting. It's I don't know, it's like my time to kind of put school to the side and just focus on me. And I work out with one of my good friends. So we just don't talk about school at all. We just hang out, listen to music, and work out. It's really nice. It like gets your brain in a new spot, like kind of clean slate to study more after once you're done. So yeah, I definitely do that every single day.
And then, so you grew up in Louisiana.
I did. Born and
Uh,
raised.
I don't hear the accent. Is it the Cajun accent, or do you speak French at all?
My grandma speaks Cajun French. That was her first language, so I knew a few words here and there. And
Hmm.
sometimes they just slip out. But I've been told that like I've lost my accent. Like I'll go back home and my mom's like, "You don't sound the same." But when I first moved here, everyone that would speak to me was like, "Oh my gosh, where are you from?" So I'm not really sure what happened there. But I do. I guess I say some like weird phrases sometimes that people don't understand.
Hmm.
So Yeah, it's there. It comes out every now and then. The accent's gone, but the words are not.
So moving from Louisiana to Philadelphia, that's a pretty big move. Did you have
Yes.
any relatives or family there? Or how did you adapt? Or what did you notice different?
I actually didn't know anybody when I moved here, just like fresh off the boat, just me by myself. The biggest change would probably be like actually living in a city. I lived in a pretty rural area back home, so I was able to like drive everywhere. I could like walk outside in my backyard and just like sit on my hammock or something. You can't really do that here, which was a big change for me, and I love being outside.
Hmm.
So I would say that was the biggest adaptation was that not having a car, kind of just like learning how to live in a city and then dealing with the cold weather. The first time it snowed here, I had absolutely no idea how to dress right, and then I ended up being soaking wet by the time I got back in because the snow had gotten into all my clothes. So
Wow.
it's definitely a learning curve, but I figured it out slowly.
Then, as a podiatry student, what are three things you cannot live without?
Ooh, coffee, 100%. I drink so much coffee. Then the gym. I said I really like the gym. And I guess music. I like to listen to music all throughout the day, whether it's instrumental or there's like words, usually instrumental when I'm studying, but it just kind of relaxes me. I really like it. So those are the three things I just have to have.
And then going to a little bit of your studying technique,
Mhm.
is everything pretty much on your computer now, or are books still a big deal going into, I guess,
I It's all on the
podiatry?
computer pretty much. We have our we're doing a boards prep class kind of, and I'm using the step one book and I have that in paper. But I typically do everything on the computer. I use Anki sometimes, but most of the time I'm just like reading over my PowerPoints
Hmm.
and stuff. But I know some friends who like to use books still, but I would say the majority of everything is strictly on the computer, especially with Zoom now. I mean, even classes are on the computer. So you're staring at a screen for like 15 hours a day.
Do you do better studying by yourself or in groups, or have you tried both?
I've always been a self-studier. It's always been more efficient for me. I've tried groups before and I just wasn't a big fan of it, so I like to just study on my own.
Got it.
Yep.
And then last question, what advice would you give to an undergraduate or high school student interested in podiatry?
I would say just like research the field a lot. Get out there and shadow podiatrists, make sure it's something that you really want to do. Um, be open-minded for sure, because when I first heard about podiatry, I was like, I don't really want to do that. Like, I don't want to deal with feet all day. And then like I just slowly started thinking more and more about it over the course of a few months. And then I shadowed a podiatrist. I gave it a chance, and I really loved it. And now I'm here. So just definitely keep an open mind and expose yourself to the field as much as you possibly can.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Hannah. That was about 24 questions. No, but everything went well. I'm glad to see you're doing well, and I feel like you've grown even the last or couple months since I last
Yes,
saw
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like you're more in control of everything that's coming at you. You kind of handle it well.
Oh, 100%. Like it was a learning curve at first, but I've gotten it under control now.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I'll let you be, and thank you for being one of the mentors. And anything else you want to say before we head off?
I think that's about it. Just have a good day and thanks for giving me this
Yeah.
opportunity.
Awesome. Alrighty. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.